I fought as long as I could and barely managed to escape. But as soon as I returned, I evacuated the women and children. And Mrs. Seward and her new baby were among them. Her husband was among the fallen. God rest his soul.
Dear Lord.
But at least he has a healthy young son to carry on his name. Now, I have sent a message to General Conrad at Fort Miles for reinforcements.
Poor Ellen. Alone with a new baby.
I know it's not much consolation, but I want you to rest assured that Lieutenant Seward's death will be avenged. When the reinforcements arrive, I will personally lead the attack against the hostiles who slaughtered my men. Until then, I think it wise if you remain here as our guests.
Stay here?
I can't have you wandering around the country with the enemy out there, now can I?
We'll get through, all right?
No. They let you get through. It's a trap. But they will attack when they're ready. Hopefully, we'll be in a position to attack first.
Well, thank you very much for your invitation, Captain, but...
I'm afraid this is not an invitation, Miss Shannon. It's an order. But the reinforcements will be here soon. And until then, you are my responsibility. Miss Shannon, the lieutenant will show you and Mr. Hickok to our living quarters, where you will stay until we are relieved by fresh troops. Please. I'm only thinking of your well-being.
Don't worry, Emma. Kid's delivering that dispatch to Fort Myers. Troops ought to be here in a couple of days. What is it?
Unless it's moving, we don't ask.
We hadn't been formally introduced. Doc Frank at your service. My condolences on the loss of your friend.
Thank you. Ellen didn't tell me there was a doctor on the post.
She probably figured you wouldn't have come if you'd known.
It doesn't sound like her.
Well, Miss Seward being an Army wife, she's probably well acquainted with our doctor methods. Scurvy, cholera, smallpox, typhoid, whatever. Cure's all the same. Quinine and whiskey.
Don't say much for delivering babies.
Captain Ryan, West Point class of 40, wants to make a name for itself as Indian fighter. Trouble is, since we've been here, we ain't seen no Indians.
What about Cedar Springs?
Cedar Springs.
He turned this bunch into soldiers, didn't he?
Sortest collection of cutthroat scoundrels, street toughs, and assorted riffraff ever to put on a blue uniform. They enlisted for the romance and wound up at Fort Reunion, where they'll be lucky to make it out alive.
Yeah, but if they do, it'll be because of what he made them.
All right, I'll grant you that. You look like hell, kid. Rest yourself.
Gotta keep going. Come on.
There's Sergeant John McCafferty and Corporal Donahue. They make us march up to the crack and gallon company queue. The drums, they roll upon my soul, well, that's the way we go. 40 miles a day on beans and hay in the regular army, oh. There's Sergeant John McCafferty and Corporal Donahue. They make us march up to the crack and gallon company queue.
It ain't fancy, but it's the best we got. The officers can live here.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Don't you worry about no critters, Miss Shannon. They've all moved on to greener pastures.
Good night.
Good night.
Night.
Don't be afraid, miss. I ain't gonna hurt you. I just want to dance. Hey, take it easy, fella. I'm just having fun. I want to kill you.
Jimmy, no. Jimmy. Jimmy, please stop. Jimmy. Jimmy, no. Jimmy.
Did he hurt you?
I'm all right.
Did he?
I'm all right. It's all right. It's all right. He's just a little drunk and a lot scared. He didn't mean no harm.
Thank you for understanding, ma'am.
Please, don't punish him, Lieutenant.
Well, that's up to the captain.
Well, that's it, Cassidy. Don't think for yourself. Thinking in the Army is a military sin. Acting on it's a corporal offense.
You gonna be able to sleep all right?
I rest easier knowing you're here.
Okay. Oh.
Oh, Jimmy. What have I got you into?
It's okay. Everything's gonna be okay. I'll take care of you.
Go back to your bunk, Babbitt.
Sir?
Go on, get the hell out of here before I change my mind.
Morning.
Morning.
Jimmy, about last night, well, I just wanted to thank you.
Men, this is the last of our water. Because of the hostile attack, we will be unable to draw from our source in the hills. For this reason, I am cutting the ration to a cup a day for each man.
Begging the captain's pardon. A cup a day is not sufficient to prevent dehydration. As medical officer, I must...
Lieutenant Cassidy, what do you say?
Sir, the captain's idea is a sound one. The men will have to make do.
That's crazy, Cassidy.
I'm running a cavalry troop, not a debating society. When the Indians attack, we'll be damn glad we have this water. Lieutenant, the order stands.
Sergeant, dismiss the troops.
Yes, sir! Company, dismissed!
Shannon, keeping busy?
Only way to get through a day.
I'm sure the men will appreciate it.
Don't you think you're being a little hard on them?
I appreciate your confusion as a civilian, but discipline must be retained.
You realize how much these men despise you?
Well, hopefully less than they fear me.
And you take pride in that?
The more they fear me, the less time they'll have to fear the enemy. The more they focus on the water shortage and the rotten food, the less time they'll have to think about our perilous situation. And no, I take no pride in it.
You must be a very lonely man.
Command is a lonely post, Miss Shannon. But if it brings just one of these boys out of this alive, I will consider my loneliness a small price to pay. Don't you agree? Good day, Miss Shannon. Thank you again for your kindness.
Flour, batter, salt.